Hey everyone, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and this is
Pat McDonald. And today, we're going to start our gameplay of Above and Below.
Speaking of which, below this video, you'll find the instructional video teaching you how to play if you'd like to check that out.
Yeah, and we've got everything set up here. You're first player, so I get 1 extra coin. But other than that, our boards are identical. We've each picked out 3 different characters, though.
And the characters are also identical in terms of the mechanics, but thematically, we wanted to add a little bit of a story to them, right? Why don't we introduce our characters to you guys right now? I chose the blue color board, just like my blue shirt that I'm wearing. And these 2 characters here are brothers. I've got Bart and Bartholomew.
Isn't Bart just short for Bartholomew?
Is it?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Well, their parents weren't they were lazy parents.
Apparently.
They just called them both Bartholomew, and the one brother agreed to just go as Bart. All right? So that's a good point.
The one with the bigger beard got the choice.
Yeah, he got the longer name, right? And then over here, I've got Elizabeth, and she's the local school teacher in this community. And both Bart and Bartholomew have been vying for her affections for some time, which hopefully won't cause them problems during this gameplay.
Who's she teaching?
What do you mean?
There's only 3 people in your village.
I know, that's a real problem, actually.
Education is a problem in your village.
You raised a very good point, Pep. She's been unemployed for some time now, and we're going to see if we can fix that. Maybe bring some more people into the community. Maybe some of your folks need a little education. Come over and learn a thing or two. Speaking of which, why don't we meet your community?
Well, I do have a few children in my community.
Oh, perfect. Yes, we could collaborate, and then Elizabeth could have someone to teach.
Let's start off with young Luke.
Luke. Any relation to a certain other Luke?
No, none.
Okay.
Amidst the char of ash and rubble left by the barbarians, young Luke crawled from the wreckage, desperate and clinging to what hope he had left, and found this small community that we've built here.
Well, who else do you have in that community?
I only made up Luke's backstory. Unbeknownst to Luke, his older sister Andrea, who had escaped before the barbarian attack, also ended up in the same village. So a bit of a happy coincidence there.
Andrea? Again, no relation?
No relation.
Okay.
And luckily for them, they had a wise old elder, used to be a smith in his old community, to help guide them. His name was Rodney.
The old-looking guy is named Rodney.
Rodney, yeah.
Again, no relation?
No relation. Oh, he does kind of look like you.
Let's move on. Okay, with that, I think we're ready to get the game started. And as Pep mentioned, I am going to be the first player. I have the first player card. And Pep, we didn't mention your player color.
Yeah, it's red, like my shirt.
This is actually orange.
My shirt's orange?
Oh, your shirt is red, but your piece and your board is orange. People probably don't know that you're colorblind. That's something that is a daily struggle for me playing games with Pep, and now the rest of you get to enjoy it as well. For my first action, I think I'm going to have Bart put his construction skills to use because, Pep, you pointed out, there are not really a lot of people in this community for our school teacher. So he's going to build a building that hopefully will help bring some more people to the community. We're going to pick this one here because it's going to add another bed to this community so we can have someone else living here. It is going to cost me 5 gold, which I'll spend now. And this symbol here means that I get to collect this potion at the time that I build the building. It's a one-time effect. So I'll put this here. And you might notice that some of the other tokens related to the game are not currently on the board. I just have them off to the side in little cups, and we'll pull them out as we need them.
Tiny cups, the quintessential tool of the gamer.
As always, you're so right. Now, before Pep's turn, I do need to replace the building here, so I'll draw the top one. Ooh, and this one provides paper. Something else a school teacher could use, if you want to leave that for me.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Friendly communities.
Oh, of course. Well, for my turn, I'm going to send old man Rodney off on a recruiting mission.
He's a handsome devil, I'll give him that.
He's a little old, so he's going to find someone a little more suited to, helping the community.
So now you're saying the Rodney character is decrepit and useless?
Not useless. He's good at getting other people to do things.
Okay. And which of these 5 new potential community members is he going to recruit?
Well, one of these really looks, the strongest, the boldest, probably the most handsome. So I'm going to recruit this young, charming Pep here.
Again, no relation?
No relation.
Shocking. You'll notice here on the board, that recruit is going to cost you 3.
Here's 5. Could you make me some change, sir?
I will make you some change. Unlike buildings, recruits are not automatically replaced. So now it's back over to my turn. Well, good news for Elizabeth, she's found her first student. So I'm going to be using her to train this fine fellow here. And there's many reasons why she's chosen this student, but the main one is because it's the only one that I can afford. So I'll add it to my community in the exhausted area.
Looks kind of like the two brothers.
Are you suggesting that perhaps there's more at work here than just simply her wanting to train someone new in the community, that perhaps this is another love interest? Are you turning this love triangle into a love square?
That's not how relationships work.
Well, I hope you're right. Back over to your turn.
All right, well, I'm going to be a little bit mean here.
Really?
Well, because I know the only thing you really can do next turn is send your guy off to go get a coin.
Yes, that's true.
So I'm going to go get one first so I get the barrel.
Oh, that is very mean.
So I'm going to send Andrea off. She's on a money-making mission.
Pep will get 1 coin from that, but you're right, the part that really hurts. Yes.
I get to take the barrel.
Well, it didn't take long for our friendly communities to start having problems. So you can see I made a mistake here, really, because I could have recruited the character that I did anytime, really. You'd already used your recruitment ability, so I should have gone and grabbed that first.
You know what they say, the early bird catches the cider.
Yes, I'll have to remember those words of wisdom from now on. But Bartholomew is still going to go labor after some coins, or rather, 1 coin, which I'll collect now, ending my turn.
Now, I kind of would like to explore, but it's important to note that you can only explore if you have 2 characters in your ready area. I've only got the 1. So Lonely Luke here is going to help me build a building.
Oh, what have you picked out?
I'm going to go with this one. It provides 1 money each turn and will give me a potion upon buying it in the first place.
Okay, well here's your potion.
So here is my 3 money that I'm spending for it, and I'll move Luke into the exhausted area with the rest of the family. I need to replace this building, and that ends the round.
So before moving on, we're going to replace this cider token. We're also going to have to replace some villagers here. The ones that were already out are going to get a little less expensive, and we have 2 new ones to add. Ooh, this one's got a cloak and some tattoos or something on her face.
Oh, this one looks to have a scar.
We'll have to see if their stories get told during this game or not. We also get to collect some income, and Pep, you get 4 normally, but you're also gaining an additional piece of income from that building for 5. I'm jealous because I'm only getting the regular salary of 4 new coins. And now our hardworking villagers can start to rest up. Well, my situation's pretty nice actually, because as you can see, I have 4 bed icons, so I can rest 4 villagers, and I have 4 villagers, so all of them are going to come back into this ready area.
Now the situation's a little more complicated in my village. I only have 3 beds.
Right, but 4 villagers.
But 4 villagers. So I'm going to rest Andrea, Luke, and Pep. But fret not, Rodney is going to use a little bit of this cider. He's going to be up all night drinking, and that's going to get him refreshed for the next day.
So hold on, what you're saying is, old man Rodney stayed up all night drinking.
Yeah, the cider.
Is that his medicine?
Yeah, well, that's what he tells the kids.
Again, no relation, right?
No.
Moving on. We're ready to start the next round. I'll move the marker down and pass Pep the first player marker. What do you want to do first, Pep?
Well, after a nice, refreshing sleep, Luke's decided he's going to head off and build a building for me.
He's very industrious. I like that about him. What building?
You know, he's a little young.
Yes.
He doesn't really know the ins and outs of building things, so he's just going to build some tents around a fire.
Oh. So Pep has grabbed one of the key buildings. During the setup, we randomly put out 4 of the key buildings. You can just see them here at the top of your screen. And the one Luke has built will provide Pep with up to 2 rerolls during an explore action. And unlike the normal buildings down here, these are not replaced once taken. Well, I am considering training another villager, but I'm not going to make the mistake I did last time. The early bird does get the cider, so I'm going to have Bart here do some laboring, which will gather me 1 coin and also this cider token. Over to you, Pep.
Pep's got a hankering to explore here. The character, not me.
Right. Are you sure that's a good idea? He looks like he's got a bandage over one eye. It could be kind of hard to see in the dark, right?
Yeah, he is blind in one eye, so he's going to take Andrea with him.
Ah, smart.
So we're going to head off into this cave.
And that means you're going to have to roll a die, and then based on the die result, we're going to look up one of the different paragraphs inside of the encounter book. Let's see what you get. A 2 means we'll be looking up paragraph 144. Story time, everybody. Okay, Pep, I'm going to read you paragraph 144. And we'll get a little bit of story here, and then Pep is going to have to make a decision. So listen carefully. Multicolored stalactites droop from the ceiling of this sweet-smelling cave. Small ceramic pots rest beneath several of the larger ones. All are empty. On further inspection, you notice that each stalactite has a matching stalagmite, which pushes up from the floor in identical color. Hanging from the cave's wall is a small mallet next to an inscription carved in a language you cannot decipher. Slow drips of moisture echo feebly as you decide what to do. So Pep, you can choose to steal some of the pots that has an Explore rating of 4 or 7. Or you can use the mallet to tap a stalagmite, which has an Explore of 3. Interesting choices here. You can either do something bad, steal the pots, or something mysterious, tapping the stalagmites.
Well, Pep is a reformed pirate.
Is that always missing the eye?
Yeah, and I mean, he's learned the hard way that, eye for an eye, everyone's blind.
Right.
So he's going to look longingly at the pots, like he wants to steal them. But then Andrea, with a big grin on her face, just runs up and hits one with a mallet.
Impulsive.
Impulsive.
That sounds about right.
So now I have some dice rolling to do, and I love rolling dice.
I know you do. I hope you can just manage to roll them on the table. That's my one request.
I got this.
In fact, if you could roll them in this specific area, that would be great.
Done.
Okay. Now, when you roll dice, you do have to assign them specifically to the characters before you roll them. If it's okay with you, I just like to play that you roll from left to right. So the first die you roll will be for this character and then for Andrea. Is that all right?
Fair enough. All right, here comes the first one. A 4 will mean that I did get over 3, so I'm going to have 2 lanterns.
And you only need 1 more lantern.
I only need 1 more. I'm not even going to need to use my rerolls. Now I'll roll for Andrea. Another 4!
Very consistent.
Spider eyes!
I've never heard of that before.
Me neither.
That means you got Andrea's best result as well.
Yeah, I'm rocking a 4 lantern here.
So with that success, Pep, it actually tells me I have to read you another paragraph.
Oh, normally it just gives me a reward.
Right, instead we got more story.
Awesome.
Which is its own reward. The stalagmite vibrates eagerly at the touch of the mallet, emitting a warm, low tone like an earth-hewn xylophone. Yes, just like that. A resonating sound immediately calls back from the matching colored stalactite above you.
Oh!
Isn't it like you're just there in person? Thank you, Pep. Moments later, a slow drip begins beneath the stalactite. Do you want to drip or anything?
Drip.
Thank you. Just one? And moments later after that, a slow stream of liquid pours down.
Squoosh!
Before you know it, the ceramic pot beneath the stalactite is full of fresh, healing water. You get 2 potions.
What?
2 potions.
Oh, I thought it was going to be 1 potion.
2 potions.
2 potions.
All right, well, I get you those 2 potions. You can exhaust your villagers, and they bring back a potion in each arm. In each arms. In each arm? In their arms? Carrying?
Multiple
arms are involved. All right, and that's the end of your Explore action. And you also get to collect that empty cave area and put that with your village. Ooh. So Pep will later be able to buy these buildings, which require an empty cave space to be placed on top of. And now it's my turn. Elizabeth, encouraged by her success in bringing someone new into the village, is going to do the same thing again. And unsurprisingly, she's going to train another gentleman with some fine facial hair. This one here, which is going to cost 3 of my gold. And now jealousy is running rampant here in my village with a love pentagon.
All right, so first thing, Rodney took a sip of one of those potions, decided it's not really working for him. So he's going to offer one of these up to sale.
That wasn't as good as the cider. He was
no, that's,
back.
Yeah, I kind of wish I got another cider this round.
Okay.
So I could use Rodney to recruit someone else, but I mean, I don't know, he's not so good at his job anyway, so.
Wait, hold on now. Are you saying that the Rodney character is not good at teaching people things?
Well, I mean, yes, but to clarify, it's just, I don't have enough beds, so it wouldn't matter. He's going to teach a guy how to sleep, essentially, because the guy's going to be stuck, exhausted. I could just do nothing with him, but I mean...
You could send him to go get some money.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get 1 money, and he'll just stay in there and sleep off that cider from the night before.
All right, well then, there's your coin. Well, for my action, Bartholomew here, he's just been feeling that Elizabeth's too busy. She's spending all this time with the new recruits, and he's looking for some way to impress her. So I think I'm going to send him exploring, but he knows he can't go alone. So he sees this new villager here, and this guy's name is Gunther. And hey, maybe Gunther helps him out, or maybe Gunther falls down a pit and doesn't come home.
Win-win.
Win-win for dear Bartholomew. So off these two gentlemen go into the caves. And so now I get to roll a die, and I will do so. Let's see what I get. It's a 6, which is number 23. Now one thing, before Pep reads the paragraph, if I had wanted to buy that potion, I would need to do it before I take my action. It would cost at least 3, which is exactly how much I have. I'm not ready to spend all my money on a potion. Though having the extra potion before we go into this cave might have been a good thing, because it means you can injure your characters and then use the potions to heal them. But I don't have the extra potion. Pep, have you got a paragraph for me?
Your party passes a boulder, and you come upon 2 strange creatures. They have round red eyes and rough gray skin. Rows of spikes protrude from their backs, and in their thick hands are crude spears. You've heard of their kind from other travelers in town. They are called Glogos.
Oh, the Glogos.
Travelers aren't welcome here. Turn back or die,
They say. Do you try to reason with them or fight them? You can reason with them. That's an Explore 3 or an Explore 5. If you want to fight them, it's Explore 4 or Explore 7.
Oh, interesting choices.
And there's a little bit of a bonus. When you try to reason with them, if you have a quill, you get +1 lantern.
So if you have a person on the Explore action with the quill symbol on it, then they would get a bonus. Okay, well, I don't have someone here with a quill. But let's quickly go back to the table and see what I do have and how many Explore points I could possibly obtain. Well, looking here at both Gunther and Bartholomew, turns out they have more in common than maybe Bartholomew first thought. Their stats are very similar. If either of them rolls at least a 1, they'll get 1 lantern, and rolling at least a 3 will provide 2 lanterns. So that's a total of 4 they can potentially get. And if they're willing to exert themselves, they can gain 1 lantern each extra for a maximum total of 6. So fighting the Glogos had 2 possible outcomes, either an Explore 4 or 7. We could succeed at the 4, but the 7 is definitely impossible. And Reasoning had the options of 3 and 5, so both of those are possible to obtain. And I'm not too worried at the prospect of potentially injuring one, or both of them really, because I do have 1 potion that I could use to help one of them out. Now I wanted to share with you all the possible outcomes because I want you to help decide what should Bartholomew and Gunther do. Should they attempt to reason with the Glogos or fight them?
And it's important to note that generally the more difficult the challenge, the more impressive the reward.
Right, so if you have a suggestion, put it in the comments below. If you like what someone suggests, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like it, propose your own suggestion, and whichever one gets the most votes, that's what we'll come back and do. And don't be afraid to insert your own story suggestions into it. Why is it that Bartholomew and Gunther are choosing to do what they choose to do?
And until next episode, thanks for watching.